My name is Chef Taylor. Today I'm going to be making a seared tuna with a charred fruit salsa. So right now we're going to be working with fish. Now fish is really great, I always like it. Plenty of omega-3s. Now I'm not quite sure if you guys really understand omega-3s. I know it's a word that we throw around all the time. Basically what it is it's just a fat that's really good for you. Fish. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's also compared to other ratios of other fats, so like your corn fat or your peanut oils or anything like that. Those ones are going to be omega-6s. Now on a ratio, you really want to have more omega-6s than omega-3s, but people still don't have enough omega-3s in their diets. So right now I'm also going to be doing a charred fruit salsa. I'm going to be doing a charred fruit salsa. Usually on a grill is what you're going to do, but I'm going to actually do it on a range top just to save a little bit of time. So whenever you do any kind of fruit, you're adding in many more anti-inflammatories and omega-6 or other fats, antioxidants. So right now I'm just going to prepare our fruit. I just take the rinds off of our orange. So it doesn't need to be anything major. I'm just going to throw these in a bowl over here. I also have some mangoes, which I'll throw in there as well. I'll just probably put them in whole. I'm going to do one more orange. Same way, just to get off that rind. Okay, and I'm also going to add in a few tomato products just to get it that natural salsa taste. So I'm just going to kind of prepare those real fast as well, just in quarters or halves. I usually like to cut off the ends as well, just to get rid of the stem part. I also have some sliced up red onions, which I'll add in there. A few cloves of garlic. And I'm just going to cut a lime in half. Just like that. I'm going to glue it as well because I'm going to finish this off our salsa with a little bit of lime juice, and it always kind of helps to add that little bit of heat to there. So just to also do this, I'm going to toss in a little bit of olive oil.
Excuse me, why did you roll the lime on the cutting board?
It kind of gets the juices flowing a little bit. So basically I'm just making a weird plethora of ingredients right there. Okay. So imagine this is our grill. I'm going to be turning it on. I'm just going to be arranging it real fast. Just like that. Instantly you can start getting all those flavors and all those smells really going.
Now, could I do that at home?
Yes, of course. Now, if you don't have, again, the grill would probably be a little bit more optimal, just because it's going to kind of get a little bit more cleaner. You can do it outside, leave the mess everywhere else. But if you do want to do it inside, I would just kind of do around the same idea as well. So that charges up pretty quickly.
Can you do it in the oven if you don't have a
If you don't have a gas grill or a inside griddle, you can always do it in the oven. I probably set it about 400 degrees in the oven for about 10 minutes. So get that going. I'm going to turn this down a little bit so I can walk away. So not too much, just enough to kind of get it going. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the blender just to save a little bit of time. Now I noticed with any salsas I ever do at home, adding in that little bit of seasoned or grilled or any kind of charred always improves the flavor. I mean, you can already kind of smell it from here, just the fruits getting the sugars going, and everything smells really great. Turn that off. So I'm going to save the limes over here. I'll add those in very last. I'll also add those few other Thai peppers. I'm going to add a few in there just for a little bit of spice. Put that on. And now I'm just going to pulse it just for a few moments. So also real fast, I'm just going to go ahead and char up a few bits of cilantro and some basil. Just the same way again. So now whenever you do herbs, I would not walk away from this because it's going to go very quickly. Just a few toss, just kind of get it to wilt. And that's it.
Is the RoboCoop working okay? No, okay. Yeah, you can plug this one in.
You guys just want to get a blender, that'll work too. Okay. So I just put that all in there, and I'll hold that off for a little bit like get everything else going. So now I'm going to get my pan hot to start the fish. So whenever you sear a tuna, I usually like to do it where it's a little bit more raw, so it's just going to be quite real fast in the saute pan. So I don't want the heat too bad, just enough to kind of get my pan hot. So about medium heat. We'll let that warm up a little bit, so I'm also going to add in just a little bit of oil. And I'm just going to kind of let that go through. Now, as your pan gets hotter, the oils is going to start to express a little bit more, so it'll be easier to kind of coat as well. So once that kind of gets going a little bit more, the pan's going to start smoking, and once that happens, we'll know it's ready for our fish.
Equipment change. I think you brought a staff in.
So while that's getting hot, I'll go ahead and add all these ingredients in. Now, again, whenever you're going to do anything with the blender, keeping it down to a lower level kind of helps. That way it doesn't splash all over the place. I've had that happen. It's always a fun mess to explain to your significant other. It just happened. Okay. So we have that done. I'm just going to add a little bit of lime juice. Now, after I kind of heated it up for a little bit, the juices are just going to come right out. So that always helps. Now, I always like to do it in a cupped hand to kind of catch any of the seeds. Now, I know fish can be kind of an intimidating thing to cook with. If you overcook it, it's going to get a lot more of a fishier smell, and that's what people usually have that negative connotation about with it. Other fishes, you can always do a pan-seared other fish, but tuna just works. Is there any other fish that you guys like to eat with, or that you're not too afraid to cook with?
Trout.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Catfish? Now, catfish is one of those weirder fish because it is kind of abominable, so you kind of want to be careful with that. Salmon, I always love salmon on the cedar plank. Always good on the grill as well. So I have my tuna right now. I'm just going to salt and pepper it real fast. Just like that. Now my pan is smoking, so it's probably ready. So I'm getting that oil going, and you can kind of see a shimmer with it. That's meaning that it's ready. I'm just going to stick that in there, and I'm just going to lightly, quickly toast it. Put my plate away. Heat that just a little bit. And I like to kind of move around the oil just a little bit to kind of get it going. So again, for not very long, over on that side. So we have our antioxidants from our fruit and other vegetable or other fruit here. We have our omega-3s from our fish. So I just got it lightly brown on one side. I'm just going to get this other side to kind of finish it off real fast. So I'm going to let that go. I have another show plate right here to show it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the salsa. I'm going to kind of mix it around a little bit. It looks beautiful, smells great, really fragrant from after cooking it. So I'm going to put that as a base. my fish is probably done. We're going to take it off of here. I'm going to put it on my cutting board because I'm going to cut it a little bit. So, to always cut tuna, I always like to do little strips. So tuna is more of a flaky fish. You want to be kind of careful with that. Be very delicate and also use a sharp knife.
Is it okay to eat pink like that?
Tuna is one of those fish, you know, I always like fish a little bit less cooked. You know, like when you go out to Whole Foods or something like that, you get sushi.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to stack that up. Just like that. Really wow your partner. So this is something you guys can do for your wife or your wife. You can always do it for your husbands. It'll always wow them. Like, I did that myself. So I'm finishing off with a little sprig of cilantro, and there we are. Are there any questions?
Would you eat it with rice, potatoes?
You
pasta?
could. You could. Tuna is one of those ones I always kind of like for an appetizer. But yeah,
Okay.
you can always pair it with any other starches or any other fruits, but the fruits are going to give you that antioxidants and other beneficial for your body.
Thank you.
I like the color of the salsa.